Honestly, we are long overdue to talk about the 6'7" meme. I don't know, I just felt like putting it off because I'm officially Unk status now. As someone who was alive during 9/11, I am officially Unk, even though I'm Gen Z. And the upcoming generation, Gen Alpha, has their own lexicon of new slang terms and meme phrases. 6'7" is their current favorite, and they're absolutely obsessed with it. I should just show you this video of one of the Gen Alphas repeating the phrase. This is 10 hours of 6'7" kid. He's known as 6'7" kid now.
6'7"!
This is your life as a millennial teacher. Like, just picture this on loop for an 8-hour workday. This is your life if you are a millennial school teacher now.
I mean, the thing is, though, is like, I'm just impressed that there's some editor that had to sit there and like copy and paste that into an Adobe Premiere timeline for 10 hours worth.
The 6'7" kid is a viral meme featuring Maverick Trevelyan, a white boy with blonde ice cream hair. That's the haircut that he has there in the clip. On the sidelines of a basketball game, he is referencing the rap song Doot Doot by Skrilla. So that's where it originally came from, is Doot Doot 6'7" by Skrilla.
And they're referencing LaMelo Ball.
Yes, this song was often played over videos of NBA star LaMelo Ball, who happens to be 6'7". And now it's kind of taken on a life of its own, and it's a shorthand for either nothing or something or whatever you want it to mean. And it pairs with this hand motion. They go 6'7" while interchanging their hands like this. And it could also refer to something as being mid, like it's a 6 or 7 out of 10. I don't know. So this is now being repeated by children across the nation who have unsupervised internet access. That's their parents' fault. But now the teachers that spend most of the day with them have to bear the burden of listening to this all day, and they're sharing with each other, they're commiserating over it. They're sharing tips on how to deal with this in the classroom. Some teachers have resorted to just outright banning any mention of 6'7", which is difficult if you're teaching a math class. That naturally will make your life really difficult. But here is one teacher in the middle of class. She's filming herself for TikTok to show what she goes through every day.
I'm sorry, but this is actually my point. Like, this is what they get for having like teachers on TikTok.
Well,
like,
yes.
I have zero
They're just as much a part of the problem.
I have zero empathy for a teacher on TikTok who's monetizing their job for content in this way. Here we go.
Cheetah. How many votes did Cheetah get? 6. Yep, because we have 6 tallies right here. So I'm going to go all the way up to the number 6. I'm going to come across. That's my bar, and I'm going to color it in. So how many people voted for Cheetah? 6.
Willie.
Okay, what's next?
Yellow flowers.
Yellow flowers. How many votes did yellow flowers have? 2. So I'm going to put my bar up to what number?
2.
2.
6, 2. 1, 2.
See, that room is about my intellectual level too. I'm like, that is hilarious.
I'm sorry, but I'm actually enjoying watching her like have her her video like ruined. Like the way,
well, no, that was the purpose of the video.
I know, but it's like she looks unhappy, and that kind of makes me happy because I suppose it's not true because she's like, I'm getting great content out of this, but like you're editing enough that you're like pulling close-ups of your face,
right?
Like miss me with this nonsense.
You have a side hustle as an influencer.
Like you deserve to be like derailed.
Well,
by
the
6'7".
silver lining in all of this is people are asking. I mean, this trend, just like any other trend, is gonna phase out and be replaced by something new, right? And the sign that it's already over is that adults have learned it exists.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's not cool anymore.
That's why, it's always like, Mary asked me earlier, she's like, do you keep up on the slang? I was like only in so much as that my job requires it. But the thing is like, eventually you hit a certain age where I know it sucks because when the people are like, we make fun of all the time of the people who are like, what's a Sabrina Carpenter? What's I don't know. Who else do we do that
Chapel
with? What's a
Roan.
Chapel Roan? But
What's
at a
a
certain
Julia Fox?
But at a certain point, when you're trying to be too hip, and yet you're like your knees crack when you sit up.
Right.
Like,
No,
that's
it's
a problem.
it's only fitting that this is happening to millennials. It's just
because they never want to age. They want to be young forever.
Because they're obsessed with the idea that they still represent the youth generation. And now they're getting a rude awakening to the fact that they are now the middle-aged adults in the managerial class. This other teacher took to TikTok to offer some tips to other teachers on how to handle the 6-7 problem. So here were the protocols that she shared for her classroom.
I love that there's protocols.
There are now protocols.
Yeah, it needs to be.
In the year 2025, you have definitely heard 6-7. Here are 2 things that I'm doing in my classroom to help with the whole 6-7 fiasco. First thing, I told my students that if they yell out 6-7 during main academic time and it interrupts the class, then for homework, they have to write, I will not say 6-7 in class.
So woke.
6 to 7 times. So
She's
6
a tyrant.
times the first time. If they do it a second time, they're a second offender, they have to write it 7 times. If they do it a third time, they have to write it 67 times.
This is literally
So
1984.
that's one.
This is 1984.
There's a 20 there.
From rural conservative Mary, as someone who lives in walking distance of 2 hog barns and knows people with cattle feedlots, the cattle and hogs are very well cared for. Even in the case of corporate farms, a lot is media lies.
Oh, yesterday we were talking
Yeah.
about factory farming and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that's representative of the whole. It's just, your experience. But I'm not saying I know any more than you do.
All right.
Here's the thing. I watched that video of the classroom and I was aghast just at the idea that these kids can speak freely, because this is not how I grew up.
Yeah, you had a very different educational experience than someone like me who went to public school. And I think anybody who's listened
Yeah.
to the two of us talk on this show says that the private school education paid off. And I am representative of the public school experience
We have all
for
three.
the midwit.
Right, you're the homeschool.
Because I was homeschooled. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm the midwit who went to public school.
Well, look, I mean,
Or below midwit.
we had dummies at private school too, but we had this thing. I won't name my school right now, but we had it named after the school. It was the name of the school, Ready, and it means you have to fold your hands, you interlock your fingers like this on your desk, and they have to stay right there, stay in place. You cannot move.
So that's why you're so good at not moving during the show.
And the motto was obey all the way, right away, every day, in a cheerful way. The last part is very important because you can't have a fucking attitude about obeying the teacher. You have
true.
to do it cheerfully. You have to be happy to obey.
They do that at the school. It's fine. I mentioned that on a first date, and everybody tells me I'm the bad guy.
I'm just saying the entire concept of child discipline is foreign to this generation of millennial parents and teachers, because they think that kids should be allowed to express themselves. It's stupid, and they're facing the consequences of it now. If any kid spoke, even whispered in class, you would immediately be sent to the principal's office and likely be suspended. And if it got to a certain point, you might be expelled from one of these schools I went to. It was not taken lightly. You were not allowed to express yourself. You weren't even allowed to, express yourself in your clothes because we wore uniforms. And I think that's a great thing, because you should know that there's a clear hierarchy between you as a student and the teacher who is the authority in the room. And nobody questioned it. It was just, when you start them off young, they form themselves that way for life. And these kids are quickly going to approach high school and college age and be the young adult generation. And I'm worried about society for all of our sakes,
There's a 20.
Shane H. Wilder said, I thought it was short for sixes and sevens, which is 1300s slang for confusion. Chaucer used it in his Old English work, Troilus and Cresseide. Lat not this wretched woe thine heart gnaw, but manly set the world on 6 and 7. I don't know if I pronounced any of
My
that
guess
correctly.
is that Gen Alpha wasn't referencing
No.
Chaucer when they
might
came
be.
up with their slang.
But
Either
Chaucer and
Chaucer,
Skrilla are in the cultural
LaMelo
pantheon
Ball.
together.
LaMelo Ball could have been, a consumer of Old English literature. I'm not entirely sure. You know who's the real loser in all of this? Is a friend of the show, 6'7" Kevin.
Right.
Like,
how is he handling this with his brand?
Well, because he gave me a baseball cap. It says 6'7" on it.
Yeah.
And people smirk and
Oh,
giggle
no.
when I wear it around, and it's like
He's gonna have to come up with a whole new.
he just has to change his height. Maybe he should do
Brand
leg
image.
lengthening or perhaps trim it down.
Yeah.
like you.
Is there a leg shortening
No.
It might
surgery?
be.
You doctor shop until one of them gives you a different height.
You just continuously use bad squat form, and
Yeah.
then eventually it'll
Right.
compress your spine down.
And then like he could make a video where he's like purposely
But then
like
that's not
arching
gonna
his
rhyme with
back.
Kevin anymore.
yeah,
5'7" Kevin still has a
he
ring
could-
to
he
it. If
could
he
do
could take
5'7".
down a foot,
Yeah.
that might kill you though. Yeah, this is just proof that like gentle parenting and gentle educating is ineffective. And I'll say this isn't just a problem with today's kids, with Gen Alpha. This is a problem with grown adult Zoomer men as well. As you'll see in this next example, this woman is just trying to do her job. She is some sort of like sports newscaster, and she has a gaggle of grown-ass adult men interrupting her and getting in her camera
oh,
shot,
this is awesome.
screaming 6'7".
Here we go.
Football is, you can definitely tell there is
If
a
you're
new
listening, guys, it's only in the right ear.
play caller in town. The offense is looking, one second, the offense is looking a lot more versatile. They're getting their tight end in there with more reps. Still seem really characteristic with the running game, but definitely seeing a lot more passes from Malik Murphy to Trent Walker. And I think even though the game is tied, the offense has looked entirely different, and we'll see how it goes through the second half of this game.
Guy is
Fire me up.
Oh no, they keep going.
this poor lady.
This is Riz. Let's go.
He won't stop.
Because it's Riz.
Does she appear rizzed up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
See, that works, and this is what over at SlutCon they're trying to beat out of men. Because this actually works. This is a winning technique, and I think this is. I
so
recommend
they
this.
just created Feminist for Life, and
No, she
Oh
was
my
probably like,
gosh.
"How do I pick one?"
they created a Feminist for Life. You will never have an argument to the contrary. The guy was likely drunk beyond all
Of
comprehension.
But look, you don't do things that when you're drunk that you would never conceive of doing sober.
So
Okay.
the funny thing is I've been listening to the Stevie Richards podcast. He's a wrestler. He's a pro wrestler, and he now when people ask him questions about like different wrestlers, like how were they as a person, he will give you 2 ratings. He'll say on their own and with the boys. So on their own.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're more amicable, they're polite, they're friendly, they're outgoing in a specific way. When they're with the boys
Right.
and they're putting on a character,
Anything can happen.
and you add in some alcohol and some meaningless Gen Alpha slang, you have a recipe for this woman who will never marry now and and will die alone or with a woman because this happened.
She's going to be perpetually single, and she's going to die alone because
And
she's never going to find someone as awesome as that.
No, the thing
It's
is,
ruined
though, is
men
like-
because that kid just got it.
thing
He's
is, if she-
W Riz, and so she's now she's like, I'm never going to top that.
But
She saves the video. She saves that video, and anytime some guy like comes around, he's nice, he's charming, he's funny, he's respectful.
You don't need
her
that.
friends who will sabotage her will just send her this video like, "Hey, remember that time you were live and all those guys just were like, fuck that guy."
But imagine the scenario that you're bringing up here, where she's she's like into this. Like,
Yeah,
what?
this is called
This is-
virality.
what we're seeing right now is the male friend group dynamic, in which if she actually approached one of them and was interested in them, the rest of the guys would clown on him for it for the rest of the time that they know each other. For
Yeah.
the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to keep each other down. They're weighing each other down.
This is the squad. This is a rally call. This is like this is warrior mentality. This is what you would scream charging into a battlefield.
Well, that's
And
what
the
they say,
romantic
So this
field
is why they
a
say men
battlefield.
used to go to war.
Well,
This
no,
is
no,
the modern version of going
they
to
say-
war. And we had the console wars for the record. So we did go to war. I literally fought in like
They have Gamergate.
PlayStation 3 versus Xbox 360. That's a war.
They say like "Let's go" is Allah Akbar for white men.
It's true. It's 100% true. Can you imagine if one of them just let a "let's go" rip? I mean, anything could have happened just now.
This is fatherless behavior.
Well, and also look, 167, even that loud is like, okay, whatever. You were walking by, it was disrespectful. Have you ever seen the videos of like the women who don't like the female reporters who don't put up with the shit, and they just like stop them?
Well, what are they supposed to do?
Like they just turn and they say, no.
That
We're not-
wouldn't
like,
work.
they will just like talk to you with such authority that they just like quell you.
She was probably being too nice to them. You're right. We
Like
have
there's the
another-
one of like it's a kid who goes up to this reporter and he starts talking and she just turns to him and goes, "We're not live," and then turns back to the camera and the kid just deflates and walks away.
We have another
That
20
means you won.
from Pop Culture Junkie. This is so weird. The clip of the reporter was running on MSNBC the same time you were running it. How odd. Yeah, we're secretly owned by MSNBC.
This is yeah. They will play this if they let me I'll just say if they let me organize SlutCon, we would be playing this video. We say copy this, replicate this. This will
She
fix
will
the birth,
be into it.
the birth rate will shoot through the roof. I mean, it would be lateral. I mean, it'd be insane. So I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. I could,
Justin
if I could
Campbell's
organize.
church. In this situation, she has no authority. Some of these reporters even do their own camera work, so that camera might even be on a tripod. I don't
Maybe,
know. Like there's nothing that can be done in that situation, and it's just disrespectful behavior
But it's
from
like,
everyone.
look, when it's coming from a 7-year-old, okay, whatever. They're just not being raised properly. But you're like 27 acting like this?
That's awesome.
Really?
Between this and the guy doing the Borat voice for the vows, like I think men are up. This is as good as
Are we
it's
just
gonna get.
tism maxing at this point?
Spurg maxing. I've been saying for years we should be chud maxing. We should be spurg maxing. And I think that video we just saw of the 6'7", the guy 6'7" guy, that is the apex of chud maxing and
Right.
spurg maxing.
Somebody called it white fatigue. Oh, no.
Oh no!
Yeah.
See, the bit was going well, and then white fatigue. Now it's like
Look,
that is what's
they're-
going. Because she's some sort of there's something going on with her.
I found out her ex account. I wonder if she's responded to this at all.
What's her name?
She's like, I went out with
It's not
him.
the account that this was posted from.
She posted
Oh, yeah.
ALS.
Oh yeah, she
style
said,
flowchart.
I'm aware of the video circulating and want to thank everyone for the support. At the start of my live shot, fans were kind and added a fun element to my coverage.
Yeah.
As it went on, a few fans stuck around and things got a little out of hand, which is what you saw. For the most part, Beaver Nation has been very welcoming to me. Live TV is unpredictable and sometimes you have to roll with it.
I forgot.
That woman just give this lady her flowers.
What a professional.
What a professional.
And then they gave this big deal to this random TikToker at ESPN. Hire this girl. This
Yes.
girl should work at ESPN.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, see, the thing is, like, we live in a world now where there's two routes you could go there. One where she has her own TikTok and she goes on to make a video about it where she complains, or she does this. And everybody there, all the guys there are now even more upset because they're like, not only did I embarrass myself, but she seems like the perfect woman to try and...
She's a total
No,
sweetheart.
they helped her out because no one, was she in Oregon? No one would have been like following her career otherwise. But then all of a sudden this happens.
I
And
mean,
all
I
she-
guess you're right about that.
And all she had to do was just not like smack one of them,
Yeah.
and she would come out, on top. So they've completely. They're just. I think they're benevolent. Quite frankly, I don't know why everyone's like chimping out about these guys. They are benevolent. They are amplifying her career and getting her clip out there. And so You know, I don't understand. Like, no, you know, women aren't grateful for anything anymore.
Wing half. This is white ass N-words going hard.
It's
as
true.
fuck.
I think that's exactly what's going on here.
The white fatigue is going to start building real fast.
My white fatigue is building.
Like it's like you see that video. It's like I mean, it's like anything you see at the frat house, right? Like you'd be like, okay,
No, that is the arrangement that white and black Americans have come to. You guys can, you know, rob gas stations and we can yell 6'7" on TV. Like, it works out.
It looks like I don't
Works
know.
out.
I can't tell, but it looks like toward the end of the video, she actually like there's a tear coming down her face.
No.
Oh, I feel so horrible for her. That was brutal.
But now she's like a big time star.
I don't feel bad for the teachers because that's your job. That's what you signed up for.
and making the TikTok videos are
And you're
ancillary.
filming your classroom for clout. But this girl was just trying to do her
she's
job.
just doing her job. Leave the poor woman alone.
But
Ugh,
what's
the
but what's her
secondhand
job?
embarrassment is crippling.
But it's like, what is her? You know, the sideline reporter. That's not a dignified career. Just get up there. Oh yeah, James Jones. He's out with a sprained ankle.
Look, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but
It's not dignified. And then all of a sudden, this adds an extra element to it. It's like, hey, by the way, first of all, we're sending you to Oregon. Well, who knows where Oregon State is? And then second, you're gonna have people yelling 6'7". You need to maintain composure. And I bet she's saying that is preferable to having to do this sideline coverage where I'm like, the coach was not happy with the first half performance. You know what I mean? There's too many of those
it's
people.
adding a little bit of excitement.
Add
to
some
her day.
intrigue. Some, you know, there's like some lore. Mm-hmm. So I'm
All right.
I'm not joining on the dog pile. I'm not gonna do
All
it.
right,
go
that's
to-
fair.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.